Well, we had a great group of middle school students come in. They're in a STEM summer program, and we had an opportunity to talk to them about STEM careers. So we had engineers and other employees talking about what we did in our jobs, how we got prepared for them, and just what it takes to be in the science, technology, and engineering fields.
They were able to see what happens in a manufacturing facility. I was excited to see that because as a kid I didn't get that opportunity. It was something that at that age, being exposed to it gives them an idea of what they're capable of.
And also just building a relationship with them to let them know that, hey, beyond today, if you want to come back and job shadow or whatever it may be, call us. You know, we're here to help you and we will support you.
If we have students that we can get interested in those sort of career paths early on, and then maybe we can even recruit them to be a co-op in the future, and then maybe even eventually a full-time employee here.
Helping kids and being a mentor to kids is important, right? I think everybody should do something to give back within the community, and it gives them experience, right? You only know what you're exposed to, so it gives them a chance to get exposed to something different.
Today we have some young people that are involved in STEM activities. It's the CaST camp. They are going over science, robotics, learning soft skills and things that will help them in the future. Soft skills are skills such as having a firm handshake, being able to communicate well with others, being able to have good posture and present yourself in a manner that's well-pleasing when it comes to situations like an interview, for instance. But just life in general, to be able to come in and have good posture, it portrays a sense of confidence for that individual. To be able to maintain eye contact with someone lets them know that you're interested in what it is that they have to say. My biggest takeaway from today would be the fact that we're able to expose this group of kids to financial literacy. We have a generation of young people today that really haven't had that opportunity, and thus it creates a problem when it comes to being able to obtain a mortgage to purchase their home or to be able to purchase a vehicle. You know, the things that we dream of having can sometimes, what we consider to be simple everyday things, can not be so simple for someone that doesn't have the knowledge or have the background to be able to do such a transaction.
Well, I came here for the STEM camp. I'm interested in making sure these students understand what STEM is all about and the importance that it plays in industry. STEM's extremely important because that's our recruiting tool for the personnel that we need to do what we do. I mean, without STEM, we don't have a labor pool for those kind of occupations. What's important at this age is to understand if you're good at solving problems or interested in mathematics or interested in science in general, is that something that you're interested in? And this is the age to pique that interest through these kind of activities right here. I'm amazed at, one, they can stay focused on a summer day after lunch. They knew at the end of 3.1415, they knew the 9 was coming. That's amazing. They knew immediately, 108 divided by 12 is 9. They were able to spit that number out. Told me they were engaged. They asked good questions. Been very impressed with the kids here. I think there are students out there who can say, yeah, that appeals to me. And maybe they don't have at home or in any relation anybody who's in that field or understand it, so this is the place to get that. If you say just one little thing, it might be a difference in some person's life. So, these kind of things are important.
Well, today we had STEM camp and we were here to do an egg drop activity. We basically wanted to reproduce what kind of our resident or project engineers do at 3M. So we gave each group a budget. We gave them a task where they had to build a contraption for an egg where it would do like about a 5-6 foot drop, and you had to make sure that your egg didn't break. So you have a $10 budget, you have 3 or 4 separate bins of all of your supplies, and you had to build it within 20 minutes at or under $10.
My favorite part is just being here, interacting with the kids. So you get a chance to see sort of the different things they think about and their ideas. and then they're able to just interact with us. So it makes it fun for us. I mean, they're the ones that are coming up, and they're going to be learning these things in the future. And so just seeing them get excited about some of the things that we do, sort of seeing their energy grow as we explain some of the things to make it where they understand it. So you can always talk about engineering things, but when you talk about it at a level that they understand and they can sort of relate to, and then they can start practicing it, it just makes a lot of excitement for me.
I like to think about back when I was in middle school, if I had someone come and kind of tell me about engineering and what engineers do and just the opportunities through a demonstration, I think it would push me to do engineering a lot quicker. And it just kind of gives you that exposure, because I know a lot of people don't know that people of my complexion or my minority is in these different types of jobs, and if they see that I can do it, they can do it as well.
This is my second year working with DMDA out here in the summer camps. So every year I get excited. Some days when you sit in the lab at work, you kind of lose that childlike enjoyment. So when you get to come out here and actually see that enjoyment, see them ask those questions, it really is, it gives me a lot of energy when I go back to work. It helps me on those days where things are a little more routine to actually remember that excitement that they had and find that excitement back in my work. There's a lot of things that kids get bogged down in when they learn science about it being difficult. So we like to start out and show them the easy things. So we like to show them things that are interesting, things that pique their interest. It's a lot easier to learn a difficult material if you actually are excited about it. So we show them those things, those hands-on things, get them to ask their questions. I always am amazed by how many questions they ask and how they are making links to things in their minds that I'm not even thinking about.
And I think a lot of times there's a misperception about what engineers and scientists do. A lot of times people think you sit at your desk all day and just stare at a computer, and that's really not what we do. So it's an opportunity that I think for us to share our enthusiasm for what we do and how much fun it can be.
Today we came in and gave the youth a little upkeep aspect on housing. In essence, how they would take care of their homes, the things that it would take to take care of the homes, like when service providers, major repairs, those type of things that they would have to look after when they were able to own their own home, giving them something to look forward to as well as something to plan for.
Their seeds and the older generations are fertilizers. So if we don't fertilize the seeds, then we won't have an abundant next generation.
When children can see different things, they know that they can achieve it. And it's one thing to talk to them about it, but when they can come to the CaST camp and be involved in it, see people who look like them, who are doing the jobs that they want to do later on, and not only that, but have opportunities to do those same jobs and build different robotic programs and different things, that really just changes their mindset, just helps them to develop a growth mindset.
CaST, which is Cyber and STEM Talent Camp, was born out of the vision to see the children in our community meet tomorrow's needs. Right now in the state of Alabama, there's about 4,000 unfulfilled STEM jobs. We wanted to make sure, number one, that our children were prepared, college ready. In addition, we wanted to make sure that we created in them a love for science and math.
I've been really impressed with the students. I've seen some of the students not know, for example, anything about CAD or what CAD was, but what I liked was they showed an interest. They were genuinely able to make the connection between our class per se, and let's say when they had the tour at GE, and not just the CAD class, robotics. They could really see the implications of them maybe looking into this as a career, maybe looking into it earlier than that when they get ready to go to college, or in preparation for say, the cybersecurity school that's opening up.
subject is robotics. I liked how you have to run certain courses, and I like programming the robot to do stuff, and it's been a really fun experience.
What I learned from G is that they program robots to help them.
I did want to do football and then basketball, but now if my football season doesn't pursue, or when I'm done with my football season, I want to be a mechanical engineer or work with like computers or stuff. Things that I never thought I would ever want to do, but just made it a lot more fun when I came here.
I learned about robotics, and I learned about STEM and science. One thing that I learned at CaST camp that will help me in the long run is soft skills. My biggest takeaway was soft skills.
My takeaway from CaST camp is cybersecurity.
Two things I've learned this week that I've really enjoyed was working on my soft skills and doing robotics. I like 3M because they were teaching us about liquid nitrogen, and then we had, like, they put marshmallows in liquid nitrogen, and then they gave us some, and like when we ate it, it was like fog coming out of our mouth.
And right now, currently, we are doing a rocket competition where with 2 balloons, and the payload is a few paper clips, and you have to try to make it to the ceiling, and it's just been really fun.
I'm just so proud of the parents that have come out to support the students, both in the initial orientation at the Cooks Museum and just our daily interactions with them. They're always asking and making sure, do you guys need anything? And they're also very supportive of their children. So I just want to make sure that the parents know that we really care, and it means a lot that they have taken time to share their children with us.